What's up?
What's going on?
Ep 16. 16 in. 1-1-6.
Now it definitely feels like more than that. Last week it felt
I
like
know,
a
right?
lot.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Man, y'all rested up? It was a long weekend.
Barely.
Barely?
Yeah. I don't think I've recovered yet. It's still like a 2-day hang. I think it's the drive. It's not so much the work. It was the drive.
So everybody joining in, we attended the Smoke on the Shores barbecue competition over this last weekend. Sucked terrible, except for Mr. Ridge down here. Brought home the record. Brought home the record. Yeah. Joey said he's dragging ass today. I hear you, buddy. I hear you.
Guarantee
How y'all doing? Kyle wants to know if we did the JDQ giveaway. We have not. We will announce that here in just a few minutes. Man, we was planning on doing that from the event Friday or Saturday. The weekend divulged into pure chaos. All of my camera equipment ended up in my truck that was parked in Louisville. Luckily, my uncle came through, hooked his truck up to my rig, got us the rest of the way there just so that we could compete. So we didn't end up doing any content this weekend. But we can give it away. Yeah. We will give it away here in just a little bit for sure.
Yeah, we planned on doing a lot, this weekend that didn't get done. And I think over the winter, we might have forgot how much actual work it is, and then we picked up every side game that they had. We were like, let's cook it.
So we got it. No problem.
We didn't get out of camp much, really. All of our action came from, people seeing us. I was really thankful for all the people that did. We went and saw nobody.
I know. We had a bunch of people stop by, which was awesome. We planned on getting around, seeing everybody. That did not end up happening. So if I promised you I was going to stop by and see you, I apologize retroactively because obviously that did not happen. But for those people that found us and came by and said what's up, we appreciate it for sure because, man, I felt like I was behind every step of the way this weekend.
Yep, 100%, man. So, and huge. I mean, Cody, if Cody and Shane wouldn't have come to see us, man, it was like about 2-mile walk in between us, I think, across the fairgrounds.
Yeah, we got our steps in, that's for sure.
I bet, right, man. And then you guys, had a different turn in too, didn't you? Like what we were talking about, over the hills and far away, everything. Yep. So.
Yeah, I do like that they separated out, man. Like backyard's got its own judges, its own turn ins. It's not all mixed together. I think that's kind of cool. So, I don't know. We got to shout out to Jason, man. That's a well run event, especially for as many teams was there, as many people were running around. I mean, I didn't notice any hiccups, any craziness going on. So
smooth sailing, great trophies that I wouldn't know nothing about.
Right. Be nice if they could all run out like that, Yeah, I didn't even get close to the trophies to see them. We should have went up front. Took some candid selfies before the awards. Right.
No, I got to see and touch Cody's, man. I was close. I was living in the moment there.
Right.
So.
I needed somebody to hold him, man. My hands were shaking so bad.
Right.
Yeah, I got to stand next. I got to stand between the bros when they got the call. It was pretty funny, man. Cody, you know that feeling. Like, we were talking about it. Even making boxes sometimes, the handshake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Adrenaline overload.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and the trophies down there, man, are super cool because they're different. It's kind of unique to that area, obviously. But, the guitars, the records, super cool trophies. I mean, you're not picking that up at any other comp throughout the year. So to have one on the wall behind your head in this video would have been cool.
I should have drew it in.
Maybe Joey will put his in the comments or something so we can see.
Yeah. Throw up a picture, Joey, so we know what it looks like. Yeah, they walked away with first place, Mr. Lee and Chicken this weekend. Congratulations, buddy.
Heck of a cook.
Congratulations. Shit looked good, man. Shit looked good.
Yeah. So it looked really good, man.
Jacob stabbed us in the heart a little bit, turned and looked at me after Cody and Shane's call and said, man, maybe we should have the Ridge Bros teach class.
No, man.
Cold-blooded.
No.
Yeah. Heartless.
No, man, you got that
No.
chicken working, bro. I mean, really, that looked really good. There's to trim them that big, that's Bill Purvis game right there. And I mean, I know you're right there, and Joey's is the same way, man. I thought both you guys just I'm glad I wasn't cooking against you. That's all I'm gonna say.
I appreciate it.
It was not a weekend for legs in chicken. I love my legs. They made me second guess it this weekend. I know there was some heavy chicken hitters out there that normally throw down on some legs that did not do well this weekend. I was saw Anthony Minterman's post. He's always putting up some beautiful legs, and man, I think he got 60th or something, something crazy like that. So it is what it is. That's the game we play, right?
Mm-hmm. So what's that with you, man? So thighs is your thing. That's your go-to every time.
Yeah.
You don't have to give away any of your secrets here. I mean, but what's kind of your process for that? I know that you get stuff from Don's. Is it a special chicken that you start with like Charles does, or what's doing it
It's
for
just
you?
over there at Don's. I got there's 4 packs of the fryer chicken, and I learned the hard way, but I started trimming the night before now. So I went to that one comp that first time and trimmed while I was there, and never again will I do it. So I think having the time at home and being able to trim it up nice and right where we want it and being patient with it's definitely helpful.
And then, controlled environment for sure.
Yep. And then just watch a couple of YouTube videos, man, and it seemed like bread pans was the way to go, and that's really where we landed. And ever since then, it hasn't been broke, so we haven't been messing with it too much.
Right.
Nice.
How many
you cook? How many you cook at a contest?
We've been cooking 16.
Yeah, magic number.
The trim is definitely lengthy, but like I said, the night before is definitely where it's at.
Yeah.
Right.
You're talking Thursday night, not Friday night.
Yeah, Thursday night. Yep. It's tough to do, and it's a late night sometimes before going to work on Friday or whatever it may be. But again, man, it's been helping us, and I think it definitely lets us settle in when we're there rather than rushing around to go trim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that was one of the things I normally trim ahead of time. Also, I get that stuff out of the way, sort everything by size, vacuum seal it. Didn't get to do that for this comp, man. I spent, 12 of the 14 days prior to the event out of town with work. So I didn't touch chicken until Friday night. Normally my process was definitely a little bit different this weekend. I thought the chicken was good. The box looked decent, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't. That's the thing. I was kind of scratching my head afterwards, but I don't know that I could change anything on what I did this weekend. If I was hitting another one this weekend coming up, I'd run the same. I'd run the same stuff.
I got to try 2 kinds of chicken. Our neighbors and Charles, both legs and both very good. And but they, especially our neighbors was on the sweet side, real sweet honey,
Right.
So, and I know that Cody said he was real worried. He tried a little spicy kick, so he was sweating it. And so it seems like, that makes me wonder too, because yours was dynamite. So, it's all about the table, I guess, where you land. It would matter, I guess, what table numbers.
I mean, it was definitely spicier than we've normally ever ran it, really. But I guess they liked it, so
hit the right table.
Yeah.
Yeah. What table number did you hit? Do you remember?
191.
191. Joey, if you're in the comments, man, do you know what table you hit? Throw it up in the comments. I'm just curious. Where'd you land? Place on the table? Do you remember?
I think first on the table.
First on the table, yeah.
Yep.
Nice, man.
Yeah. No. Good deal. Yeah. Yeah, we ended up my shit was backwards, man. Like I thought the chicken was decent, and I didn't like the ribs, but judging came back opposite of that. Did substantially better in ribs. Landed second on the table in ribs. Man, it was a tough category to throw a 170 anything and end up being, outside of the top 20.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I got a little overzealous. That's what I got. It was 169.8, I think, in pork. And I mean, I had money muscle everywhere, and I just got so excited that I I cooked 6 money mussels. So, I mean, I had a ton. And I put 3
Yeah.
whole money mussels in the box. And looking back, I think I could have did way less, but I just went, overboard. But still 170 and it's, 32nd place. So tight.
It's crazy. Once I started seeing your guys' scores come back, I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like the field. I mean, I wish we could throw up a graphic of the field, man. Ridiculous. I know that we both beat some of our heroes. So at a show like that, that's about what you got to hang your hat on, as a kind of
Yeah.
where you're at in the mix. So
Absolutely.
Well,
Yeah, I mean that the whole place was stacked, man. That competition, without a doubt, just even sitting in the same room with some of those guys, with Chris Schaefer and Mixon and those guys being out there, and I mean it's company that you don't get necessarily at every competition, so you just got to swing for the fences and see where you land.
yeah, Donnie's right, man. I just want to say that chicken box, if it was judged solely on appearance, been like a 190, man. That stack was nice.
Yeah, I think we got all 9s on appearance. So
I imagine you
we
did.
just had a couple outliers. I mean, that's the thing. The scores weren't bad. It's just in that field they weren't good enough. That's really what it comes down to.
Well, the dessert, man, it was crazy, and it's a little different. It's the same categories, but from what was it, 9th place in was
8th place,
180s all the way
Yeah.
in, and then from 4th or 5th in, it was perfects. So
right, yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's
Looks
wild.
like
There were a ton of 180 pins passed out this weekend.
yeah, I bet there might be some needed in the mail. I don't know. There was a ton.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty wild, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So Shane's at class, huh? Is he just bailing out tonight?
No,
He's
he's
like
at
we're
class,
missing.
man. That dude's busy.
Yeah,
He's
I'm sure
going to
he
plumbing
is.
school still, so
Yeah,
he's grinding that out. Moved into his house yesterday, and
he got a lot going on, man.
he does, man. He does.
Yeah.
He would have loved to been on here, but just couldn't make
Yeah.
it work. So
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. We'll get y'all back for sure. Get y'all back one day when you can both be on there together. Hopefully, we'll do some live streaming from the next comp. I'll have all my shit with me. Hopefully, we can make that happen. But it was a good weekend, man. I had a good time. Friday, the weather was crazy for sure. But it was good to get out. First comp of the season for me. I know you've hit one already. Was this the first one for you all, Cody?
Yep. That was our first one. Didn't really realize when we were signing up, and then the year rolled around. I looked at Shane. I was like, man, I guess we're swinging out of the fence here. We're going.
Right.
So drove down there and managed to get a call. It was awesome. Great weekend.
Yeah. So you guys are hitting Washington next, both of you?
Yeah, I think Kyle's going. Kyle, are you going to Washington? You still in the comments there? I don't know anybody else besides the 3 of us.
I know they limited it to 15 down there.
Did you cook it last year?
Yeah.
Cody?
No, we didn't.
Kyle, did you cook it last year? I know Charles did.
No, it was me and Kurt. Kurt was there last year, but from the main kind of group, that was it. Yeah, I GC'd that last year, so one of you boys is going to need to bring it home for me since I'm not going to be able to make it this year.
Yeah.
Keep it in the Kentuckiana family.
Us and the bros don't get to go cook Spring Mill. We're in the outlaw group, so we're going to Washington.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I haven't heard much about that comp here in the last
I'd like to see a team
or so.
Yeah. I don't imagine you will. But just for Washington, I'd kind of like to see a team list too.
Yeah,
I mean, right now it sounds like the race is for 4th anyway. If us and Kyle are going,
shots fired.
Bang.
Shots fired. Yeah. We I'm not sure what's going on down there, man. They haven't posted a whole lot since the team slots and stuff filled up. But
what is it? Turkey. We're doing turkey and chicken and ribs.
Yeah,
turkey quarters.
Yeah, I think it's turkey quarters, chicken, ribs,
pork butts.
I think it's butts and maybe a mystery meat too.
Yeah, and
there's
people's
like
choice
6 or 7 thing, and there's a people's choice too.
Yeah.
Well, I know they're doing butts for the people's choice and a turn in. I know they're doing the turkey tenders. I don't know if they're doing chicken. I don't think they're doing chicken. I think it's turkey, quarters, ribs, and pork butt. I think is what it is, and then people's choice.
Kyle will
I'm
know.
pretty sure.
Put it in the comments here, because I thought it was chicken too. I'm hoping, because
Yeah, turkey's a new spot for us. We've never done turkey.
quarters too, man.
Yeah.
How you gonna box that?
Watch a
Well, you
YouTube
can
video.
separate it. So Todd, when Todd was still working with them, which he's gone his own way now, doing his lawn care thing, which is cool.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah, good for him.
He's on here, man, doing that. That's awesome. But yeah, they're sponsored. We did wings last year, so they may be doing chicken. I can't remember. They had wings last year as one of the entries, but when Todd was working with them still, and he called me, we were kind of talking through some things. I made the comment. I'm like, man, well, you can't fit 6 turkey quarters in a box, obviously. So how are you going to do it? And I said, you need to tell them they can cut it down and just turn the legs or whatever, so part of it.
Yeah, I still don't know how. I mean, really, dude, 6 legs. I mean, I don't see 6 legs in a box. Thighs.
Well, the rules don't say you have to close the box.
Let's do some turkey strips out of some of that or something.
I thought that was so crazy when you were telling me about the turkey turn-ins, how you can add stuff to it. I've always thought it was just straight up turkey, whether you slice it or chunk it or whatever you want to roll with it, and then you could add other stuff.
Yeah, the turkey smoke on Friday night. I did actually all right in that. I got 19th in that one. Yeah, I just sliced tenderloins. That's what I wish that was the deal down in Washington. If it would be, tenderloins would make way more sense and it would be fire.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I asked. I got some good feedback on that turkey smoke thing. In the Heath Riles group, I was asking what everybody was doing, and a lot of guys stepped up and they were doing pinwheels. And I know Wolf's Revenge has done real well in it, and he does these little croissant deals. And but I just thought, man, when I'm thinking tenderness, I didn't see how you can incorporate a tortilla or a bun in that, and it would be more tender than just a good bite. So, but the consensus is that a good slice will beat a bad slider anytime, but that a good slider will beat a bad or a good slice anytime. So, just like our one bite, I guess you have to church that up a little bit. Something.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it's gone both ways though. I've seen people that have just turned in straight turkey, cooked and sauced up and come away winning. And then, I've seen all kinds of different creative things going on with it. So, I mean, it is cool to see how people put stuff together with that and make something a little bit different out of it. I think the rules are a little ambiguous as to what, it's supposed to be. Turkey's supposed to be the front runner.
Yeah.
So it's I guess maybe a little hard to say in some instances. I know I kind of treaded that line in Franklin last year because we did an avocado turkey salad slider, so
yeah,
like chicken salad with avocado and that sort of thing. And I guess that's, it's hard to pinpoint, exactly the turkey in that. So I get it for sure. But
Uncle Pig won, who was our neighbor this weekend. Cool guys from Jersey. They hooked us up with some adapters for our plugs and stuff. So we're great neighbors right out of the gate. But he won it, and I asked him, what he did, and he said he did tenderloin just like that, a slice. So same thing I did, but he wrapped it in bacon.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
hoping he'll post some pictures of that thing. So man, get a look at that.
It's hard to lose with bacon.
Right? Yeah. Everything's better with bacon.
Guarantee it.
Sure.
Well, I had thought that some kind of turkey bacon ranch, I think that would hit. I always like that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool for sure.
Hindsight 2020 every time.
Yeah.
So,
no doubt.
Washington next, and then we marched. Are you guys going to do Hope this year?
We've got it on our schedule, but we're not signed up for it yet. We're kind of playing it by ear.
Yeah,
right now, our next one for sure will be Bloomfield after that one.
Yeah. I figured you'd do one or the other, but and we did that last year. Yeah, we went 1-2 there.
Yeah.
Good day. Probably looking to revenge that a little bit, ain't you? We're still going to park next to each other.
Yeah, I'll bring the plaque with me. You can have it back.
But no, we tied in ribs, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was tight. It was a tight one, man. Yeah. So That's
talking
going to
about
be
Bloomfield?
yeah,
Bloomfield.
man. That's
Yeah.
going to be a good show. I'm telling you, it was awesome last year, and they're leveling up. I know still. So
Yeah.
I have full intention of kicking both of your asses in
yeah,
that
there
competition.
he
So.
is.
Let's
I
go.
was
I love
waiting
it.
for
I
it.
love it.
Now
I
we all
actually
got
just
to park
texted
next to
Ryan
each other.
today about it. I told him, hey, we just left the comp that had walk-up songs, and it's pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
And he said, hey, no problem. Just let me know how they did it, and
I'm pissed.
I'll fill
This is
them
the
in.
second comp I've been to that did walk-up songs, and I still ain't heard it.
It's cool. It's definitely it was a different feeling because you're the only one in the room that knows how many dates.
Right. Yeah.
And it was,
Well,
it is,
what's funny, so we had a song for Franklin last year when we got our call on ribs and they played it, and then like my uncle was with us this weekend, right? Somebody else had that song, and in his mind, you know what I'm saying, he had connected those things. I was like, that's not us.
Yeah, the vibe was set too when the Bad Boys anthem, and they split the crowd, and they didn't even mean to, but they split the crowd, just like mugging everybody down through there. Make sure
wasn't
we get
intentional at
everybody.
all.
Yeah,
Just nerves on 10. It was something.
Yeah,
pretty good stuff.
It was shortly after I just told Dave too. Like they were creeping into the top 5, and I was just like, all right, I feel better now. Like I thought maybe at the bottom of the top 10 if we're lucky, but right after I said it, sure enough.
Well, I tell you too, man.
I seen you look around and you go, no shit, because none of us knew what your song was either.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's a different feeling, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. I don't think Shane realized it. Like you heard the music, right? And you were kind of looking around. He was totally out in left field, just spaced out in his own thing, and until they announced the name, and then it was like his eyes lit up.
It's pretty quiet, the beginning of that song. Yep. Cody was on it from the first cymbal click.
I heard it. He said, "You ready?" Real quiet, and I looked at Shane like, "Here we go."
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Or maybe somebody else got the same song.
I always think that too. You know what I mean? What if so? There was a mix-up. There was they played the wrong song. That's what I thought. Somebody jumped up thinking it was theirs, but it was a miscue. But dude, Bloomfield, I'm telling you, it has a massive crowd at the banquet because the timing, dude, is right during like everybody's there getting early drinks. You know what I mean? And there's already been bands playing, so they do that there. It's going to be a whole nother vibe. I mean, usually at a banquet, it's just everybody that's competed. But I remember last year, it was pretty surreal. It was like the whole town was cheering. So
he's in for it, man. I just got to fill him in on kind of how they did it out there. And then obviously us that already signed up, we got to slide our walk-in back in. But those teams moving forward should just have it on their entry.
Yeah. Wouldn't be that hard at all, man. They just guarantee they just make them playlist. Here's the ribs, line up chicken. So, and they had a good PA there at last year, so I know it'll come through clear on what they got going.
Yeah, it'll be pretty sweet over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. That'll be our first solo cook this year. Which, man, we haven't done that on our end for a minute. It seemed like we kind of stepped out of the game unintentionally, of course, but only hit 4 comps last year. So
yeah,
I'm excited to get back into it.
It happens, man. Life happens like that. I think it was a couple years ago. I only did 4 or 6, after Bub was sick and stuff. So big move like that, man. You moved a long way away. So, but we're lucky this year, man. We got competitions all over. I mean, up and down. What's after Bloomfield?
I don't know. I got the list out here.
Just trying to think too, because what's that move us into the last week of May, 1st of June?
Yeah, I don't think we've got anything.
No,
we don't have anything in July yet.
Yeah,
it looks like Jennings County, June 2nd and 3rd, but I haven't seen.
Oh, that's the 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, I was thinking it when you told me.
Dang, bro. Yeah, well, hey, I may not be there. Charles may not be either then, but yeah, that'll be a good one, man. That's going to be a good payout. I think it was either $500 or $1,000 down in Jennings County.
Is that one out yet? Entry forms?
It might be. I know that Jordan had some other stuff.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, Kyle's posting it all in the comments
There's
for
our
us.
schedule.
Yeah,
I seen it. We
there
all
it
just
is.
saw that
There it
blast.
is.
Yeah.
He's on.
Love it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep. Doesn't look like Kosare is going to happen this year, but we're looking for a replacement down in that area. So if we do that, that'll be July. I know the guy up in Warsaw reached out about doing the backyard comp part of the series up there in Warsaw, but they're doing the event on a Friday. The whole thing is on Friday, so I think that's going to be a little difficult to do. So I'm gonna talk to him, see if there's any wiggle room there. I think they've got another event going on that they're trying to miss, and that's why they're doing that. But that may end up. I know that's the first weekend in July, not
It's
4th of July weekend, but
it's Franklin backyard. Ambrose is right. We've all forgot about Franklin. Is right
No,
in
I think it's all pro. It's a double.
yeah, Franklin's all pro. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
it's
ain't
all
gonna.
pro.
You're
It's in
gonna come.
the hometown, man. We're doing the rib burn, but
You're gonna do the rib burn.
yeah,
Cool.
You gonna hang out after that
yeah. Right now, that's
to
the
spend
plan.
the weekend? Yeah,
That's
because
the
that's
plan.
close to you. That's close to home. You guys could run back and forth.
Yeah, it's right down the road from us. So definitely the Friday night rib burn and a possibility of hanging out Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Franklin. Yeah, Flash has said too. Did we find the small bottles of Curveball? I definitely got a bunch. I got bigs and littles and everything between. So hit me in a private message if you're looking to get some in your hands, man. I'll get some there for you.
Yeah.
I was watching a video the other day on Curveball. There's a guy that was on a news channel. I think it was in Texas, talking about his barbecue shop. He came up with a shot, and it's a shot of Curveball and chase it with a burn in. Thought that was
There you
pretty
go.
neat.
Oh yeah.
I know we're looking for cocktails and stuff, so that sounded pretty
Right.
neat.
Yeah, that's like them Bloody
Yeah.
Marys, man. I really think we got to get a Bloody Mary contest somewhere like specifically that, because those get out of hand quick, just like we like it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anthony, I was talking about him earlier. Minderman, he's asking about that Hoosier Daddy sauce for Franklin to hook him up with some to put into the goodie bags. So told him we would get on that, get them squared away, get some of that in their hands.
yeah,
Give away at the event there. So that's cool.
absolutely.
That's cool for sure. Maybe we trade out for one of them brisket caddies he makes.
Yeah, I forgot to say it too. This Hoosier Daddy sauce on the turkey, on the 19th place turkey there, just straight up the sweet and sassy. So
It's on the third place chicken.
yeah, I like it.
Yep. It was on the ribs too. So
Yep.
yeah.
What'd you finish out in ribs? I never did hear, because I know you got 10th overall too, which congrats, bro. You got to hear your song twice, man.
Yeah. I was so shook it up. I was like, do we walk? Do we not?
You were the first one.
After
You're
that
the
call,
first one too. Yeah.
Didn't know where I was at, but no, we I think it was 25th.
Really?
25th where we were at. Yeah, we had a couple sevens floating around in there, which we knew it.
I got some of them. Don't worry about it.
I killed us on the injection. So
yeah, I got 2 7s on that pork. I mean, and it, it was 32nd, but that's what it. Yeah, and I definitely got some on the brisket too. We weren't going to talk about that past this. So
I think it was still third on the table. So
yeah,
right down the middle, but a couple sevens
Yeah.
of kill you, especially in that kind of field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hit. I'm not just saying. I mean, I hit some tough tables. Even at 32nd, I got 5th on that table and got last on a brisket table. So it was rough. But I was cooking, and I saw Myron cooked it too. I cooked a Snake River Farm Gold. I mean, it was a beautiful brisket, and I saw that. I mean, he bombed too on brisket. So I think if you're not getting those A8, A9s right now, I mean, I've heard that you're not even in the running, so it's a dirty game.
We'll have to have that talk next week with our guest, Mr. Kevin Green, joining us next week. So,
yeah.
Nice.
Always handpicked. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
And that was it. I ordered from Snake River Farms, and not bashing them by any means. A beautiful cut of meat, but it took some knife work, man. It wasn't really that great to work with out of the pack. So I know when Kevin picks them, man, that's what he spends time with you before he sends you stuff. So, and he'll talk about all that next week.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the stuff that they label as non-competition brisket's probably better than anything I've ever cooked. So
I guarantee it is. I know it is here.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Joey says Kevin Jordan are awesome for sure. Yeah, they'll be on next week. So that's the let me see. That's the 27th. We'll have Kevin on. The week after that, April 3rd, we got Mr. Bill Purvis jumping on with us. Man, he is on a hot streak, 3 in a row right now.
yeah,
That guy is killing the game this year.
Donnie wants to know what happened with the brisket. I just have to say it. I mean, do we really like the flavor? And I mean, they looked all right. It was just a little tight. I thought it was a little tight. I cooked it on the drum for the first time, so I was trying to get that flavor, and we got it. And the marks weren't that bad on most of it. It's just again, it was so tight and brisket. Bunch of good scores. So win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But so
that's it.
Yeah, I feel like we all might have battled the weather too, with trying to keep them loose and tender, getting them all the way down there for a turn in.
Yeah,
we always try to slice them up, box them, and then when Shane gets back, we'll try them out and kind of. With the thought is we're imitating kind of when a judge is biting into it, but when we did, it was just pretty tight based off when we first sliced them. So,
I'll be honest with you, I think that's what helped me on the ribs because full transparency, my ribs were over for sure, but I got them in the box and I let it sit there for a minute or two with the lid open and had them run them up there. And I think they probably just tightened up while they were sitting, cooled off a little bit. And it probably helped me more than it hurt me, honestly, in that scenario. So,
that brisket, man, the ends, were thinner. And they would have been the better slices probably, but they weren't as uniform. So I was really I had some good warm au jus. The only chance I had, I was trying to sit it in that and let it kind of try to carry them through because they were very close. I mean, we ate it. It wasn't chewy by any means. It was very edible and pretty good, but it was just tight, just a little tight. So that's this game, man. You miss the mark by some degrees. We just ran out of time there. So it's a tough game, man. You guys know. So.
Oh yeah.
Every time. Well,
we got some. You want to do that JDQ giveaway right here in the middle?
Yeah. I pulled that stuff out earlier today and ran through a random organizer or a random number generator, and I got a winner. So
we're gonna have to get a drum roll in this thing.
Man, do I have a drum roll? Do I have a drum roll sound in here? I don't think I do. No, looking through here. But the winner on that is Mr. Brad Dixon.
Brad Dixon. So, congrats.
Congrats, Brad. We will get you hooked up. Get that sent out to you. So that'll be fun. Let's we could do a little Hoosier Daddy giveaway.
Yeah.
Run that this week.
Yeah, so, we still got another one in our back pocket too. We've got a couple, but Hoosier Daddy, we can do that one this week.
Let's do Hoosier Daddy this week
since we already know this. They got the chicken winner for sure.
That's right.
That's a good giveaway.
Yeah. Running the top of the game. Yeah. So let's do that. We'll do a couple bottles of each sauce. I can get that out to whoever wins. So tag at Hoosier Daddy Barbecue in the comments, hashtag obey your taste buds. Throw that in the comments, give them some love, and we will draw next week when we got Kevin on. We'll announce the winner of that. Get some Hoosier Daddy out to some people. So I'm excited to see them getting more involved and being able to do some stuff, and happy to represent them. Kim's got an awesome thing going on, and it's damn good too.
All of it
always helps.
The balance, we've talked about it a bunch. The balance, they got ghost roast and the hickory lime. I mean, the sweet and sassy's money, but the ghost roast, you think it's when you hear about like a ghost pepper, it's going to be really hot, but the balance is just perfect, man. Same with the lime,
Right. Yeah, the lime thing, man, it was interesting. So when I actually met Kim out there in person, and we had lunch, had a late lunch kind of dinner, and was talking through some stuff. She brought me some out there, and I always get a little weirded out when I get a barbecue sauce. It's got something like that in it. You know, you get lime or whatever in the name, because usually it's heavy, right? You try it and it's just not there. So I ripped it open in the restaurant and tried it, man, and honestly it's my favorite of the three.
Chicken,
I don't know that
chicken wings,
I don't know that I'm
man.
ballsy enough to throw it in the comp, throw it on the chicken at a comp, but for eating, for sure, because you just catch it on the back end a little bit, man. It's just got a little bit of it, and it goes really, really well. So yeah, good stuff.
And she's been talking. She's going to have some more stuff too. So it looks like she's looking to expand just a little bit. So I'm really excited to see about what comes all that, some new flavors.
Right.
So
got some stuff in the pipeline. So that's
But
that's cool.
I talked to Cody just a little bit, not to switch it up, but speaking of good things coming, like they're going to be the next merch drop. We're going to do that tonight or tomorrow. So be some fresh Ridge Bros merch in the Kentuckiana barbecue store.
Yeah, merch is here. It's on the link tree. On the link tree. So we'll have that up there. If you don't have it, if you jump on there, just favorite the link tree, and once we get it on there, you'll see the merch link takes you to everybody. So we've got the What's the Rub shirts, the Kentuckiana shirts, the Great White Smoke shirts, some Smoke and Pickle stuff on there now.
What's the Rub?
Gets the Ridge Bros. Get your Ridge Bros up on there. So
grab
a shirt, represent them guys. They be cool to get a picture with some celebrities with their name on the shirt. Get you guys to sign the back on the shoulder for me or something at the next comp.
I'm excited, man. This whole season, it's going to be, we're going to get, we're having this class. I don't know how much Charles has thought about this, but between, Kyle and Charles and myself, we're going to turn loose about 25 killers out here. So the series, man, it's going to be it should be very competitive.
Yep. I'm looking forward
absolutely. To it. Yeah. That was one of the cool things about the class. Most everybody that has signed up so far is new. Right. So we've got 3 seats left of the 25 for that class on April 8th. It is also on the link tree if anybody's interested, but we've got 3 seats left and the class is full. So we're excited about that, man. I'm looking forward to it. Gonna have to, we're going to show a lot of different stuff. We're going to show cooking on a lot of different style cookers. We're going to show, I'm going to do the thighs and the legs, for everybody there, kind of touch on both of those a little bit, but I think it's going to be a good time for sure.
I know you guys, I tell you guys all the time, man, but for real, you guys were a big piece of where we're at now. So I know anybody that goes to that class is definitely going to take a lot from it.
If they do like you did, they should. I mean, that's the thing. You guys are a prime example, and we're going to talk about you. I mean, we're going to give everybody, the information. They just got to pull it off.
Right.
You got to put together and be disciplined. So you guys are very humble, and I appreciate you saying that, but you guys have put in the work, man. You guys are handling business.
Appreciate it.
No question. Yeah. Dang, we can share everything, but you still got to cook it, right? And that's the thing. So, you guys have kind of taken a little bit of what you were doing and a little bit of what we were doing and put it all together and are doing it better than we are now. So that's awesome, man. It's awesome to see for sure. So
I remember one of the first things, and he's told me this before, that one of the first things I told him was don't change stuff when it hits. And I think that's all we've been doing for the last 2 years is chasing other stuff. And he's drilling it. He's drilling right. So we're going to have to circle back in the students becoming the master. So we have to get back in line and get disciplined here, I guess.
Well, I'll tell you that first comp ever down there at Hog Days that we got People's Choice in, that recipe hasn't changed to today.
I bet.
Same thing.
Yeah, your very first comp, you guys got that and the 1 bite challenge. Which I got to have that 1 bite challenge. It was delicious. So I knew you guys were going to be hitting.
Shane's nuts, man. He's got a hell of a palate.
Yeah. Yeah, he says the same thing about you. I tried to give him that credit, and he's like, Cody's winning. And I thought, originally you guys were kind of splitting stuff up, but You
he
guys got
won't
a
say it.
system down.
Yeah, he won't say it. I got a little bit of OCD in me, so it goes well with the cook, and he's got the palate. So
Yeah.
it works out pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, that's what it takes sometimes, right? It takes a little focus or whatever, and knowing your strengths and stuff. And I think that's why Joey and them are as successful as they are, because they've kind of got a system in place, and they talked about that a little bit. They can both do, step in and do any role, but they're consistent, and they know exactly what they're doing every single time, and they're repetitive, and that's really what it takes. Is consistency is more important in this than anything else. And we was talking to James Grubbs, who was hanging out with us this weekend, and kind of trying to pick up on some stuff before he heads over to Australia. And I think he looked at me a little funny when I said it, but I told him, I said, listen, man, it's not about putting the best food in the box. It's about really putting the least offensive food in the box, right? I mean, you want the judges to bite it, think, yeah, that's good. There's nothing I can really score it down for, and write their scores down and move on to the next thing. And I know Ambrose has talked about that a little bit. If he's in here, he's mentioned, me and him have had that conversation before too. It's like, you want it solid, but you don't want it you don't want it too crazy, because something that I really, really love, there may be 2 or 3 judges at that table that just they don't necessarily care for it. So
yeah, I broke that cardinal rule prime. That's what I was talking about with the pork. I put so much in there that I should have just picked the very best pieces. But
right.
There's way too many options for him to pick from, and it was all tender, but you never know. Some falling apart could have been considered overdone. I run mine high.
Yeah.
And it really is to get that tenderness. So very well could have got that. So.
Yep. So
that's true.
Cool. Anything else y'all want to touch on tonight? I thought tonight would be a little bit shorter show, but ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm good with it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, just all the future stuff coming up, man. I think we hit a lot of it. There's more events coming on the backside, and some events kind of coming and going, but it seems like the spring is going to be pretty dang busy too.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to
Kyle saying what are y'all cooking for pork? Kyle wants to know what we're cooking for pork in the series comps. It's open, so we don't have to do pork butts. My feeling is most people will probably still do that. I'll be honest with you. I'm heavily considering running some pork belly.
Yeah,
throwing it down in Bloomfield and seeing how it does.
I know
it's one of them things. It's tough, man. You gotta nail it right. But if you do some pork belly burn ends and get them right,
I should say that too. At the class on the 8th, I'm planning on just cooking a pork butt. That's what I'm going to show guys. That's what we've done all along. And I'll talk about the other stuff. I probably myself wouldn't consider cooking anything else but a pork belly, because I don't think you're going to get anything as tender as a money muscle and that belly. It's about the only other thing. So maybe we could touch on a little bit of that too. I guess it wouldn't be that hard to incorporate into that, since that is going to be part of it.
Yeah. It's a little riskier. I mean, cooking a pork butt's kind of it's a safe bet, because, if for some reason you don't hit on the money muscle or it doesn't come out like you want, you still got options with a butt.
Mm-hmm.
You can still go for some tubes or do your pulled, or you can chunk some stuff up. So it gives you some flexibility, give you some options for sure. But
that's right, Ambrose. We'll see what happens. That's right. Overs do beat unders. That's always been. That's why I'm either in it or I'm over it 100% every time. Except dang brisket last weekend. I was just under it. I'd love to have been over it.
I told you to throw that thing in the firebox.
Should have dropped it down to that bottom level.
I was over at my trailer. He's like, it's not ready yet. I'm like, put it in the bottom box. Put it on the bottom grate.
And I'm not, and we just talked about not changing anything, but I just really feel like, I love the cook of these gravity fed smokers, but they don't really get that same flavor. But I will say that I cranked it up to 300 and cooked my pork at 300, which usually I'm 250, 275. And that pork had a lot more of that char flavor. So, But I cooked the brisket on the K4L, and like I said, I was really happy with everything but the tenderness. But it was a brand new timeline for me, so we just missed it.
Yeah, it
Live
happens.
and learn.
It's all a learning process. The thing is now, don't go back. You gotta keep
Oh
cooking them on
yeah,
the K4L.
I
Yeah,
really too. I'm going to start trying some pork butts there because there may be a gravity fed up for sale pretty soon. I may be looking for some K4L stock. Just a lot of
right.
advantages: the taste, the cook, the hauling, all of it. So
Yeah,
Yep.
it's I love these gravity feds for catering, but I think they're just a little pass. If it's not a stick burner or a drum, you're missing your taste scores.
Yeah, we might be right behind you on those K4Ls.
Sweet, price is right, man.
Yeah, they
So,
definitely are
Yeah.
compared to the others.
yep, yep. And it's you get the baffler. Not that I'm kind of going both ways on that now, but it comes fully loaded, so
Yeah.
that'd be a $1,300 gateway for sure.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep. I like my homemade trash cans personally.
You got them
But,
working, bud. My
Yeah.
trash
Yeah.
cans weren't getting it done. Kelly sent
Right.
me that, and now I just can't see anything else.
Right.
Yeah, I like them. I just feel like I'm starting to get this little drip on top, and it ruined one of my racks of ribs last weekend. So I don't know if I like it anymore.
The
You gotta watch.
notorious.
You gotta watch them, man. You gotta watch
Yeah.
them for that. Every time I lift the lid on mine, I've got a paper towel in my hand. I wipe it off every single
Yeah.
time.
That's a good
So,
move.
We were talking to, I know everybody likes to keep them level, but the Golden Blue barbecue team that was right next to us over there, he had a pretty good thought of just jacking up the front end of it just a little bit, so it's just constantly running towards the back.
Yeah.
That way, it's not just sitting
Right.
there dripping.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit. Well,
Just a little to
Mhm.
where to run off.
That's not a bad idea.
It's little tips like
Yeah.
that just
I would always get that too with my old drums, even when I, in the backyard stuff. Then when I first was cooking with those, I battled that a lot. The notorious black spot,
Yep.
So
maybe we weren't getting it at all the last year and that first year we started, and then I decided it was a good time to get them cleaned up, and now it's a fresh lid and it's just dripping. So
Yeah.
what kind of ribs you cook down there this weekend? Primes or all
very
naturals?
fresh,
Yeah.
just regular
Yeah.
naturals, and that was not the problem. It was on me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. That's why I cook their butts too, the all naturals. Charles
Yeah.
cooked them too. So
Yep. I took 10 racks with me, brought 2 home. So pulled the best I could find out of the stack in there and separated them for Friday and Saturday night, and ran the best 4 on Saturday. And
I've been seeing a lot of guys. We were talking about cooking on the drums and the butts. I really think now more and more, the better I'm getting at just money muscles and tubes. I don't have as much use for the horn, so I can't remember who was doing a video of it, but they call it something. I think it was Lambert, maybe, or Ronald Burns. One of the two of those guys. We're talking about everything north of the shoulder bone. You just cut that in half, and the guy could probably still cook 4 or 5 butts on a drum. So
right.
smoking half butts.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing I like about that K4L. It's got 2 racks on it.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, you get the
That
water
saves a lot
pan.
right there instead of trying to cram them in and bending them and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it's got the hinge. You ain't got to hook your lid. That's just a hinged lid.
Right.
Pops right up. So it's nice.
Yeah.
It's a tripod. It's kind of and it'll kind of wiggle. It doesn't have 4 wheels, so that's one thing that I would probably the only thing I would change is it's kind of when you're dragging it around, you gotta be careful. You'll tip it right over.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'll give you a little pro tip on the dripping lid thing. For your next comp, go out there and grab you some 60 grit and sand the bottom of the lid and put some texture on it.
Yeah.
The smooth lids give you your drips. That's
Yeah.
where that's coming from. And Kyle said something about nothing under the stack. That's maybe something to look at too. I do pay attention. My stack's off to the side, not in the center, so I make sure I pay attention to where that goes. But that for me, I haven't had the issues with the drips from the stack. But once I've got one drum that I've done that to because I was trying to avoid exactly what we're talking about, and it helped tremendously. Just putting a little bit of texture on the bottom and keeping it from pooling, and I don't have the dripping issue anymore. So worth a try, worth a shot.
Yeah.
Definitely be trying it. I'll bring some extra 60 grit down there if we need it.
There you go. scrape it up. So, yep. But nothing a little rub doesn't fix. You get a couple drips on there, come back with a little dry rub in the can.
I think Jake was over there right about the time it was getting real bad, and I couldn't hit it enough with rub. I just said, this one's done. We'll taste this one.
Yeah. Well, you got to do that sometimes too. Got to have a taster for sure.
Yeah, man, I had several. I mean, that's what this weekend we had a bunch, man, and I was glad for it. I told James and Jacob that, and everybody that hung around through turn-ins, man, I was throwing stuff out there, and that's what we had a bunch of good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to the next comp just to feel a little better after getting such a thrashing down there. So
right. Well, the first one's always a little nerve-wracking. You got to get it out of your system and remember your program.
And I love all these guys, and it's just like Jason said last time. So this is no disrespect to anybody I'm about to say, but teams that regularly kill it. The current world champ, Schaefer never got out of his seat. Myron Mixon never got out of his seat. Rooters and Tutors never left the wall. So we were in some, Continental
over there.
Yep, and we got some of them guys this weekend. So just the little wins, man. Really glad we went and got to experience it. And it's discouraging, man. But if you don't learn to pick the small wins out of this game, you'll probably give it up pretty quick. So
yeah. If I was you guys, I wouldn't change a thing, man. I know all the boxes look good. Charles' chicken was off the charts, and if it tastes anything like Georgia, I know what it's about.
Yeah.
So
I better give
it too much.
I better give a shout out though. I mean, I know I was saying that we did, good in dessert, and it was all that. We got a 3-way tie. Little sister got a 3-way tie for 10th place on her cheesecake, and settled up in 11th place. But it was pretty good stuff too, man. I know they're looking forward to the next dessert kind of thing too. That's always fun.
Yeah, it looked incredible. They offered it to us, but me and Shane both said the same thing. I don't want to try it because if I try it, I'm keeping it.
It was good, man.
Yeah. You take one bite, you're going to eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, I told them, with me, they did fresh chunks of strawberries, and it's just and they knew it was it's tough time of year for strawberries. So she got all 9s. She got 1 8 on taste and 1 8 on tenderness. So that's what I was telling her. If you could get, the strawberry could have been the only thing that could have dinged the tenderness a little bit.
Yeah.
So
right.
it may be like a filling instead of just the chopped, strawberries. Right. But
even on them strawberries, if they try them next time, they could always hit them with a little sugar. Because I know they were saying it's a little tart. Yeah. So if you hit them with a little sugar, let them sit and kind of,
Yeah. 100%. 100%. So,
yep.
But good weekend, man. Nashville was awesome. Weather sucked, but outside of that, it was a blast.
Yeah. Speaking of, shout out to you, man. I don't even know if we would have made it to turn-ins without that fire pit. We keep an extra one. Yeah, I knew it when you guys was leaving, and we hadn't burned hardly any that night. So anytime, man. That's what barbecue family. Our neighbors gave us stuff, so it was. That's what it's about. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And it's been interesting, man. I've been getting a couple messages and stuff. People asking like, how do I get in your all's group, like running in that circle, and it's because I think they kind of see, that we all, I know we're out there competing against each other a lot of times, but we're still there helping each other. We're still, supporting each other and sharing tips and trying to elevate everybody else there as best we can. And that's really, that's really what it's all about. So
everybody wants to beat everybody at their best. You don't want everybody to feel like they had a rough way. So, that's part of it, man. Fair playing ground.
Absolutely. So, all right, cool, fellas. It's good chat. Good chatting tonight. So we will we'll do this again next Monday. Mr. Kevin Green joins us. Should be a good time. Merch, like I said, have some Ridge Bros stuff up there tonight. So get your merch, order the shirts. They come back into the series, support the Kentuckiana group. We don't make a whole lot of money off of it, but it gets everybody's name out there and helps us grow. So do that for us. Follow us on YouTube if you can. We're trying to grow that channel out a little bit. Always post these videos back on YouTube afterwards. Who's Your Daddy giveaway? So we're going to do that. Even if you're not part of the live stream tonight, if you're watching the replay of this, Obey Your Taste Buds, hashtag Obey Your Taste Buds at Hoosier
Hoosier.
Daddy Barbecue.
Yeah.
And give them some love, give them a shout out. So
Buy the
that's
stuff
it.
from, hit the sponsors on the bottom too. Always scroll and make sure and hook those guys up with your business if you can. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, even if you don't hit the giveaway, go get some.
yeah,
That's right. That's right. Jump on the website, find some somewhere. But look us up at the events. If you're out there, we've usually always got some extra bottles with us. If anybody needs some, we'll hook you up with it for sure. So
yeah,
cool. All right, fellas. Well,
Right on. Appreciate it, boys.
yeah. There it is. It's waiting for it to come in. Took a second. So
let the beat drop.
Yeah.